I loved The Bright Side of My Condition by Charlotte Randall. It's a most unusual and very clever book, and I have enjoyed previous books of hers, of The Curative and Hokitika Town. This one is set on a very remote island, a long way south of New Zealand. 4 convicts who have escaped from Norfolk Island onto a whaling ship. No, actually, I think it might be a sealing ship. Anyway, there's not enough food for them on the ship, so the captain puts them off on the island, leaves them with some seed potatoes, says you can eat seals and fish and so on, and I'll be back in a year. He in fact comes back 10 years later. This is a true story that Charlotte Randall has used as a basis for this absolutely fascinating novel. She develops her own language. The one of the 4 who tells the story speaks in his particular way that is most unusual and it's quite rough. It takes you a few pages to get used to it, and then you're totally absorbed in the story. It's remote, it's isolated, it's freezing cold and barren, and they're there for an entire decade. And this book is about how they survive, and it's really about human nature. The character who tells the story, his job on the island is to collect the firewood, and he gradually wanders further and further away from the camp that they set up, and he starts to commune with nature. And the bright side of his condition is him looking on the bright side of things, coming to terms with the fact that he's stuck here in isolation and communing with nature, almost to a point of meditation. And he starts to observe a penguin colony on the other side of the island. And there's some lovely moments where he says things like he discovers something fantastic and says, "Oh, I'd like to tell the Royal Society in London about that." It's a wonderful, fascinating novel with an extraordinary ending.